starting out with way oven recipes, and today I'm going to be cooking a stuffed leg of lamb in the NuWave Breville XL Smart Oven Air Fryer. I'm going to be stuffing it with some spinach and some feta cheese, and so we're going to get started with that. And I want to tell you, in order to get some of the gaminess out of that leg of lamb, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cut away the fat. I'm going to brine it in milk for probably 8 hours or more to get all that gaminess flavor out of there, and then we'll get into some of the other steps, but let's get started on everything right now. Alright, so here's our leg of lamb direct from Costco, and if you can see here, it weighs in at about 5.36 pounds, about 5.36 pounds, a little over 5 pounds of leg of lamb here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this unpacked, and then I'll get it set out here. Alright, so here we have our leg of lamb out of its cryo bag and out of the string bag that it comes in. I'm going to just cut away as much excess fat as I can now. Alright, so I've trimmed away about as much fat as I reasonably could, and so now at this point I'm just going to leave it open like this and going to cover it in some milk, also from Costco. Alright, so that took about a half a gallon of my milk to get it fully engulfed in milk. I think I'm going to turn it this way so that meatier part is down in there good. I guess either way is fine. It's just a little's going to stick up. I could use a brine bag, but for something small as a 5-pound leg of lamb, I don't want to use one of my large brine bags for this. So I'm just going to leave it like this. I'm going to leave it uncovered in the refrigerator for about 8 hours or more, and I'll bring you back. Alright, so our leg of lamb has had well over 8 hours, probably about more like 10 hours to set in the milk brine. So at this point, what I'm going to do, I've got something I'm going to put on the exterior of it, and so I'm going to do that mixture now, just the oil mixture. It's going to be a cup of extra virgin olive oil, 1.5 ounces of lemon juice, and I've got 1 teaspoon of thyme, so I'm going to get those mixed in there. I'm just going to mix them up. Alright, so now that I've got my mixture together, I'm going to take some spinach, and you can chop the spinach up more than I did if you desire, but I'm going to take some spinach and feta cheese and just put it inside of it, and you know, you can put as much as you desire inside of yours. Alright, now that I've got all my stuffing in there, I'm going to take and basically roll this up and then tie it with cooking twine. Alright, now that I've got it all trussed, I'm going to take my oil mixture and basically put that all over the exterior. Alright, now I'm going to take and cut some slits, and I've got about 5 teaspoons of minced garlic. If you have whole garlic cloves, you can use about 8 to 10, or 4 to 5 teaspoons if you've got minced garlic. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut the slits and put the garlic in. But as I make these slits, I'm going to put some garlic in the slits that I make. You can also put some inside of the area where you put stuffing. Alright, at this point I'm going to transfer it to my NuWave Breville baking pan. The baking pan, although you're not advised to use foil. They don't really want you to use foil. I'm going to use foil just for easier cleanup myself, but I'm not suggesting you do anything to avoid your warranty or anything of that nature. So the choice is yours. Alright, now I'm going to cover it with some freshly ground black pepper and some applewood smoked sea salt. Alright, now that I've got it covered, I'm going to take the meat probe for the NuWave Breville, stick it into that meat probe jack. Now I'm going to take a thick part of the meat and stick that probe in here. Stick it all the way in there. So what I want to do is I want to just turn the smart oven on. I'm going to set my probe. The meat temperature for a leg of lamb, you use your choice. Most people aren't going to go over like rare or medium rare with a leg of lamb. I usually go a little further with my meats, and that's my choice. So not 155. I'm going to 150. I'm going to medium well, and of course that's my choice. So from there I'm going to hit the menu button, go to roast. I'm going to take temperature all the way down to 275, cook it at a lower temp. And so from there I'm just going to hit start. It's preheating. Once it's done preheating, then I'll go ahead and put it inside. Alright, preheat's complete. I'm going to put it on in. It's in there good. I'll close up. And now that it's in, closed up, I'm going to just hit start. And you can see the meat temperature currently, and as it rises up, we'll wait for it to get to that 150 degree medium well that I like, or if you have something else, you'll do a lower temp if you want lower. I wouldn't recommend taking lamb to well done, and many people would not recommend taking lamb to medium well, other than probably myself. But anyway, gonna let it cook. I'll let you know about how long it goes, so all of you who use other types of ovens, you'll also know how long this cook takes. So I'll bring you back when things are getting closer to done. There's a base that I'm going to be getting prepared further into this, so before it's all done we'll be basting it and all that good stuff. But I'll bring you back later. Alright, I basically started this the wrong way, using the roast and trying to use the probe with it. So what I should have done, and what you should do when you start yours, because mine turned off because I had started it the wrong way, turned off partway through the cook. What you want to do is you want to turn the smart oven on, hit probe. I'm going up to 150, which is my target temperature, and then I'm going to hit the time temp button, go down to 275 for my temperature, and just hit start like that. So basically that's how you have to do it, but you'll need to also hit the preheat button before you hit start so that you get a preheat going. I didn't hit preheat here because I'm in the middle of the cook, but basically it's at 103 degrees. It's been cooking for a little over an hour, so it took a little over an hour to get to, generally around over 100 degrees. I'm getting a base ready, and I'll bring you back in a minute for that base. Alright, and one other thing I've also done, I've also on the, well, you see the temp's 275, but for the time, I just pushed the time out like way out in case it's running out of time, and that's why it stopped as well, because maybe it ran out of time and it decided to stop. Usually it'll, on probe cook, continue cooking even after time runs out, but basically just set the time way out, let the probe rule the day. It should shut off when it reaches target temp. But before we get there, I've got a glaze I'm going to put on to this leg of lamb. So the glaze consists of a half a cup of extra virgin olive oil, 1 ounce of soy sauce, 1 ounce of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of freshly ground black pepper, 1 stick of butter. Gonna heat these up, mix these up. When the temperature gets to 145, 5 degrees away from my target temperature, you do it at 5 degrees away from your target temperature. You basically put the glaze on. So I'll bring you back when we get to that point for mine. Alright, a little over 2 hours have passed. The temperature is at 141, so we're basically at a rare for you who want to stop at rare. After a little over 2 hours you get to your rare. because things have been going kind of hokey with the meat probe and all that stuff, I'm going to go ahead and put my baste on there now. I'm not even going to hit pause because I don't want to risk anything stopping or being messed up. I'm just going to open it up, get in there, get it out, put my baste on best I can, and put it back. You see how things look here. See if I can carefully get it out without messing anything up. Just set it here while I'm basting. Right back in place. Just going to throw my baste on now. That's covering pretty good on its own without me even having to do much of a brush on it. I can tell you this base tastes great. So I'm going to let this continue to cook. I might let it go all the way to the 145 temperature of medium well. I might pull a little early if I feel so inclined. A little warm under the bottom, but I didn't burn my hand just sticking it under there a moment ago. So just gonna let it continue to cook. Alright, so things are up to 146 degrees on the meat, and my glaze is starting to get cooked in. I don't want to overcook my glaze since I already put it on, so I'm gonna have to stop at this point, and I'm not really upset about that. I don't mind stopping it at this point. And at this point, we're kind of between medium rare, well, between a medium and a medium well is where we're at. So we're going to have some pink in the middle, and you know, it should be pretty good though. So going to go ahead and stop. Just going to turn things off, turn our light on, and get it on out. Alright, so here's our completed dish. Cook time was exactly 2 hours 25 minutes to reach the about 146, 147 degree mark that I stopped at. Putting that glaze on about 5 degrees earlier. And so basically, no matter what cooker you're using, basically you do everything that I did here. You cook it 275 degrees. You cook it for maybe 2 hours and a half, maybe around that. But check your meat temperature for your desired level of doneness. You know, if you want it that done, you can do that. You do about 2 hours, you're going to get your rare, you know, kind of medium rare, if you prefer that. But anyway, at this point, just going to cover this with foil, let it rest 30 minutes. Alright, while my leg of lamb's resting, I got myself some biscuits in there. They're looking like they're almost done, but we're here for the leg of lamb for this video, so I'm going to basically get this onto my cutting board. Alright, so just going to slide my leg of lamb onto my cutting board. There we have our finished stuffed leg of lamb. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and cut right down the center of it now so we can see what's going on inside. So there's our finished stuffed leg of lamb. I think I stopped it in good time. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and just try and get this string out the way. Just cut myself a slice right down here. Seems like it's pretty tender coming apart there. Yeah, it's real tender and coming apart. So Breville did pretty good cooking that. I'm going to basically take a piece, just put on a plate here, over here. Sorry you can't really see that. Put it over here where you can see it. But just going to cut a piece to do a taste test for you. Let me get the camera moved and we'll taste test that. Alright, our leg of lamb from the Breville. You know, no matter what cooker you use, you can probably do similar type of cook, but here's our leg of lamb. Alright, so basically the brine worked. I don't taste, you know, any strong gamey flavor or anything like that. It tastes good and very tender, very moist. If you had lamb, you know it's very tender, moist meat when cooked right. And so the Breville did it correctly. So the NuWave Breville gets a definite thumbs up on this video. And you can find this recipe and others, no matter what cooker you're using. You probably can adapt the same techniques to yours. But at superwaveovenrecipes.com. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Wave Oven Recipes. If you'd ever like to come directly to this YouTube channel, just go to waveovenrecipes.com. And if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Share the video with your friends, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, and good eating.